Hello, my dear friends. Have you ever listened to your own breath in the silence of the night? That moment when everything feels still. A question arises in the mind. Who am I? What is this life? This is the first step of awakening. Awakening. A word that sounds simple, but its meaning is as deep as the ocean. In Buddhist philosophy, awakening is the state where the fog of the mind clears. The light of truth touches the heart. It is that moment when you rise above the illusion of the world and see the infinite possibilities within yourself. Is awakening just a game of fate? Is it something granted only to a chosen few, like a falling star from the sky? Buddhist philosophy says no. Awakening is not a gift of destiny. It is the result of effort. It is like a seed that sinks deep into the soil. With the penance of sunlight and water, it becomes a sprout. Imagine a traveler lost in the desert. His throat dries up from thirst. He sees a lake in the distance. Will he sit and wait, relying only on luck? Number? He will rise. He will walk. He will sweat. Only then will he reach the water. Awakening is just like that. It already exists within you, but to reach it, you must walk. In the Dhammapada, Buddha says, Appamado amatapadam. Mindfulness is the path to immortality. Mindfulness, that constant effort which leads us toward truth. It is not magic, nor is it a miracle. It is a journey that tests your intention, resolve, and patience at every step. Today, we will explore this journey in 7 parts. So calm your mind, feel your breath. Let's begin this journey. Awakening is not something you receive. It is something you create. Imagine an infinite ocean. In it, a blind turtle is swimming. It comes to the surface only once every 100 years. Somewhere far away in that ocean, a wooden ring is floating. It drifts here and there with the waves. How rare would it be for that blind turtle to place its head through that ring? This Buddhist story reveals to us the rarity of human life. Buddha once said, "Attaining human life is as difficult as that turtle placing its head through the ring." Think about it. How many coincidences? How much karma? How many lifetimes of merit does it take to receive this one human birth? But this life wasn't given to us just to exist. It was given to awaken. This is the chance to remove the darkness within our minds. But are we truly using this opportunity? Or are we simply letting it drift away, like that wooden ring floating at the mercy of the waves? This story teaches us a deep truth. Not everyone receives the chance to awaken. It is a precious gift, and this gift has been given to us in this very life. But it does not open on its own. To unlock it, we must open the eyes of our mind. We must rise to the surface like that blind turtle, again and again with patience and effort. Think about it. If the turtle stops swimming, believing it will never find the ring, what will happen? It will wander the ocean forever. In the same way, if we believe that awakening is not in our destiny, we will lose this precious opportunity. Buddhist philosophy speaks of satipatthana, the practice of mindfulness. It is what leads us to that ring. Being mindful with every breath, every thought, every action. That is the path that leads to awakening. Human life is a rare opportunity. Make it a step toward awakening. There is an ancient story. When Gautama Buddha attained awakening under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, a thought arose in his mind. He wondered, this truth I have realized is so deep, so subtle. Perhaps the world will not understand it. Should I teach it or remain silent? Then, according to the story, Brahma Sahampati, a celestial being, appeared before the Buddha. He pleaded, "O Tathagata, please share this Dhamma with the world. There are some whose minds are covered with little dust. They will be able to understand it." Buddha gave a silent acceptance. In that silence, the wheel of Dhamma began to turn. What does this story teach us? The possibility of awakening exists within everyone. Buddha did not say that only a chosen few can awaken. He believed that every mind carries that seed, and with the right effort, that seed can bear fruit. But it will not grow on its own. It needs the water of mindfulness, the sunlight of compassion, the soil of patience. The coming of Brahma Sahampati is symbolic. It represents that inner voice which says, "Rise, make the effort, awaken." How many times do we ignore that inner voice? How often do we think that awakening is not meant for us, that it belongs only to saints and seekers? But Buddha's message is clear. Sabam abhivavati pandito. The wise one conquers all. This wisdom is not bookish knowledge. It is the mindfulness that helps us understand our actions, thoughts, and intentions. Think about it. If Buddha had remained silent that day, the world would have been deprived of the light of Dhamma. If you ignore your own potential, you will deprive yourself of the light of awakening. The possibility of awakening is within you. Listen to it. Embrace it. Karma, what comes to mind when we hear this word? Perhaps the idea that we receive the results of our good or bad actions. But in Buddhist philosophy, karma has a much deeper meaning. Karma is not just what we do, it is what arises from our intention. In the Dhammapada, Buddha says, Mano Pubangama Dhamma. The mind is the forerunner of all things. The root of your karma is your intention. That intention is the seed that creates the path to your awakening. Think about it. A farmer sows a seed in the field. If he sows the seed carelessly, without attention or care, will it bear fruit? Number. In the same way, our actions lead to awakening only when they are filled with mindfulness and pure intention. Have you ever closely observed your mind? How it seeks pleasure in one moment and sinks into sorrow the next. This is the play of consciousness. Buddhist philosophy says, our consciousness is like a river, constantly flowing, never still. But this river can be guided by the dam of mindfulness. The effort of awakening is just this: to understand your consciousness, to purify your intention, to act with mindfulness. This is not an easy path. It is like the sculptor who chisels stone. Each strike brings pain. Each strike takes effort. But in the end, he creates a beautiful statue. Think about it. If each day you perform just one thought, one action, with mindfulness, what will happen? That small effort will begin to shape the stone of your mind. Slowly, that stone will become a statue of awakening. Karma is your path. Intention is your lamp. Consciousness is your companion. The journey of awakening is not an outward journey. It is an inward one. It is like a battle that no one else can see. A battle within your own mind, with your thoughts, desires, and fears. In Buddhist philosophy, these are called kleshas, the mental defilements that keep us from awakening. Imagine you are in a forest. A path lies ahead of you. It leads to enlightenment, but it is filled with thorns. These thorns are your greed, anger, and ignorance. With every step, they prick you. Will you stop walking, or will you keep moving forward, knowing that each sting is making you stronger? This is the effort of awakening, to see the thorns in your mind, to understand them, and to gently remove them. Buddha said, Satipatthana, the practice of mindfulness, is the tool that removes these thorns. When you observe your breath, when you watch your thoughts without judgment, you are weakening those thorns. But it's not easy. The mind is like a wild horse, running here and there, into the past, into the future, reining it in. That is the subtle struggle of awakening. Sometimes this struggle becomes so deep that you feel exhausted. You think, maybe I'm not worthy of this. But this is where Buddha's message lights the way. He says, Viriyami dasilam naka. My effort will never be weak. Every time you pass through the conflicts of your mind, you take one step closer to awakening. It is the fire that burns away your impurities. It is the rain that washes the dust from your mind. The path of awakening is full of thorns, but each sting brings you closer to truth. Awakening is not some distant goal. It is hidden in your everyday life. Think about it. When you wake up in the morning and feel your breath, when you laugh with your children and see joy on their faces, when you help someone without expecting anything in return, these are signs of awakening. In Buddhist philosophy, the foundation of awakening is meditation, clarity, and compassion. Meditation is the mirror that cleanses your mind. When you sit in meditation and observe your breath, you begin to calm the restlessness within. That is the moment when you dive deep into your mind and touch the truth. Clarity is the light that illuminates your thoughts. When you act with mindfulness, when you choose your words with care, you bring clarity into your life. And compassion? Compassion is the bridge that connects you to others. When you feel someone else's pain as your own, when you help someone without selfishness, you come closer to awakening. Think about it. If you do just one small act with mindfulness each day, maybe it's sipping your coffee slowly, truly tasting it. Maybe it's offering a smile to a stranger. These small moments water the seed of your awakening. Buddhist philosophy teaches us awakening is not some impossible destination. It exists in every mindful step, in every breath, in every act of compassion. It is scattered throughout your daily life. You just need to see it, to embrace it. Awakening is hidden in each mindful step you take. Seek it. So, my friends, we have come to the end of this journey. We've seen that awakening is not a matter of luck. It is the result of effort. We've understood that this human life is a precious opportunity, and we must live it with mindfulness and compassion. But now the question is, why were we given this life? What should we do with it? Buddha said, Nibbana paramam sukham. Nirvana is the highest bliss. But nirvana is not some heavenly realm, not a faraway goal. It is the peace within you that arises when you are free from the chains of your own mind. This life has been given to us so that we can break those chains, so that we can awaken the infinite possibilities within us. Imagine, this life is a river, and you are the sailor in it. You must guide your boat to the shore where peace and truth reside. Storms will come in this river. Waves will try to pull you under. But if you are mindful, if you keep your intention pure, you will reach that shore. This journey is not easy, but it is possible. So, from today, from this very moment, take a small vow. Take one mindful step every day. Maybe it's a step of meditation, maybe of compassion, maybe of clarity. But take that step, because it is that effort which leads you towards awakening. And now, one final question for you. What will you do with this precious human life? Will you leave it to fate, or will you turn it into a ladder to awakening? If this question sparks something inside you, then PulseNova US is the place for you. A brand new journey begins here, with stories that awaken, inspire, and transform. Subscribe now to PulseNova US, where every story is a step toward your inner awakening. This is not just content. This is your call to consciousness.